Central on BBC America. What can the fans anticipate?
A new time slot. That's pretty awesome.
I think it's kind of like it's when we set out to make this show, we wanted to make a show that wasn't gonna go in the direction that we wanted to make it be that you just didn't know which direction we were going to go in next, and that it was going to be that kind of thrill ride, left turn, down the rabbit hole sort of vibe, and so there's certainly that in spades in season 4.
Is it always tough trying to come up with twists and turns and surprises?
Yeah. Yeah. It's we beat each other up in the writers' room for several months before we start prep, it's this is a complicated story, and we never make it easy on ourselves. We eat up a lot of story every episode and every season. But I think that this year we've really got something pretty cool in the bag, and something that's pretty different from other seasons.
Yeah, every season kind of has its own feel and vibe, and is a very sort of distinct new chapter. So we're excited to show this new season.
Can't wait for the premiere to drop.
Oh yeah.
So one of the things that's new and different about the season is now Detective Bell is in the know, right? With everything.
Yeah,
So can you talk or tease a little bit about what it's like being in the know as an actor, and as you're having your character in the know, when the previous seasons, he was the one who was on the outside.
Yeah, it's kind of cool because in season 3, because he wasn't in the know, there was a lot that he wasn't able to see, so he's on the periphery a little bit. Right. But now that he's fully immersed in the story, I know for me playing the role, it was great to sink my teeth into the stuff that others had been sort of really into for a while. And I think the audience, because I've always had the notion that art sort of represents the audience of the show, right? He's sort of the straight guy who's sort of an observer of all the craziness that's going on. We sort of hop in the passenger seat and ride along with him. Maybe that's a selfish way of putting it, but that's sort of the way I look at things. And I think that, the fact that he's going in and is, I'm trying to be very specific and not specific at the same time. I think people are going to get a kick out of the stuff that he gets to see and the things that he gets to do this season.
Fantastic.
No doubt.
And so last season we kind of got an insight into his relationship with Beth, and there were some things revealed about his feelings with Beth. What did you feel? What did you think? Did you suspect that was kind of the case when you were kind of thinking about his relationship with Beth? Because we don't get a lot about her, but through art we learn a lot more. What did you do?
I think there were elements of it. There were sort of little like a breadcrumb trail that was being laid in season 1, and we sort of got more of a taste of it last season. And I think the good thing is, for the show this season, we're going forward and we're getting closer to something, right? But I think in order to do that, we have to sort of figure out where we've been. And we get to do that this year, so we get to find out a little bit more about that history and that past, not just with art, but with everybody, in order to really launch and go to the heights that we really want to get to. So I know, once again, for me, it was exciting to do that, and I think the audience is going to get some questions answered that they've been dying to have answered for a few seasons. So it's going to be great.
So you guys are talking a little bit about the writers' room and how you guys don't make it easy on yourself. How did you guys go about composing your writing room, getting the writers that you wanted, and what is the atmosphere like in your writers' room?
Well, we've had some real consistency in the writers' room. We don't turn staff around that much. A little, people get busy, just like actors. Sometimes you just can't get them, right? So we have had some fresh faces each year. We have 1 or 2. We start the writers' room early, like I said, and
It depends on at what point in the season you step into the writers' room.
Okay.
You would have stepped into the writers' room about 4 weeks ago, say?
Warzone?
Blood on the wall.
It's a bit of a war zone.
But say in August, it's lovely. It's actually quite lovely. Lots of
It's like baked goods and
a lot of smiles on everyone's
healthy,
faces.
getting lots of sleep, Everyone's happy.
Writers'
saying
rooms
good morning.
Writers' rooms are pretty fun places. I mean, they're like they're free zones. They're totally profane. They're ludicrously immature, and then sometimes, really, really deep places of thought and conversation. And all in the same day, all in the same hour. From fart jokes to really deep conversations about the themes of our show. We've got some we've had really talented writers over the years.
Thank you.
So you mentioned that sometimes you can't get actors back that you want. I was wondering, are we going to see some actors from last season that we haven't seen, like Cal and Jesse? Are like those characters going to make a reappearance in this season?
Well, I don't know if we really should go there.
Okay.
We do.
a
Listen,
little
what
spoilery.
we try to do is because it's an ongoing show. Like all the pieces are interlocked. We do our best to keep the pieces together. We've got a lot of balls in the air. We do our best to keep those. But it's hard over 3-4 seasons just to keep the band together. And so we do our best all the time, and we love we love the big mystery and the fabric of the show and all the characters, and I don't think we've had a dud yet. Like we really we've been lucky that way, and the show is really just built on heart and passion. And I think when actors come in and they join our group, they kind of feel that, and so, we like to give actors challenges. We like to, hire great, talented people and then challenge the shit out of them.
And then, it's Tat at the core. When actors or any member of the crew comes to our set, they see how hard she works and how seriously she takes this, and how gracious she is throughout the whole process, however hard she works. That sets the tone for our show. And this year we've got some great new supporting cast.
Yeah.
Can you tease that at all?
Yeah, well, we've got
Jesslyn.
We've got
Jesslyn Wanwan.
And of course, at the end of last season, we met Susan Duncan. So Rosemary Dunsmore plays heavily this year. Another really terrific actor. And those are both shades of villains. So it's pretty cool that we have our well-shaded female villains this year. It's one of the things that we really like about this season.
That's awesome. We're really excited about the women of the show. I got to meet Tatiana at South by Southwest, and her partner was telling me about the incredibly crazy schedule that she has to go through, and all of just the amazing work that she does. Are you guys as upset as the fan base that she hasn't received, especially stateside, any kind of awards? Really, Emmy, anything? Good Lord! If she's 18 people convincingly, nobody else is doing this.
We were excited that she was nominated for an Emmy in
That was
September,
huge.
and that was a big deal for the show and for her. And I don't know. We have great fans, and
I mean, for me, selfishly, I wish she had won. I'll go out and say it because I mean, you see her firsthand, and you see how hard she does work, and I think that she deserves it, right? But there's so many other things at play, right? So that ultimately, it really doesn't matter because she still does the work regardless of whether or not she's going to win the award or not, and she's doing some of the best work on television. And as Graham and John have said, she really does set the tone, because if you're having a terrible day and you want to walk in on set with your arms full and start shitting on people, how can you do that when Tad is playing 11 teen people?
Right.
And you've got one page scene to do, and you just can't do it. You can't do it. So I mean, she deserves Emmy. She deserves the Democratic nomination. She deserves God bless her, man. She's great. She's great.
Awesome.
Yeah.
And okay, just what is it like when you create a new version of a clone? What is the thought process that goes through someone? So, because every one of them is so unique and so well crafted, in my opinion. Because there's never one that I was like, oh, well, you could really switch her out with someone else. How do you go about that? And do you have a ton more just in the bag waiting to destroy Tat's life?
That's a great
Sorry, that will be the last question.
Well, it starts in the writer's room. and it starts with, it really starts with sort of the more mechanical, what story function do we need a character to perform? And then, we start talking about it like, it's a clone show. We want new clones. Tap wants new clones. But once we've got a loose idea of what we want the character to do, we take that to Tap.
Yeah. Tat's kind of, our sounding board for all of this, and for, we want to challenge her, but we also don't want to kill her, and we want to, we want it to be something that she believes in. Also, she's the one that has to, breathe life into the character, and that's just that's part of the collaboration that is the show, and the kind of just hopefully the way we treat actors, our actors kind of unilaterally is to just it's a group of us going out every time to try and make the best show we possibly can.
Thank you.
Thank you.